Okay, fine. So SAP is nothing but the one of the ERP system. So worldwide use the SAP. There are the so many global clients which are having in the SAP. So first of all, we will see what is the ERP system. SAP is nothing but the one of the best ERP system in the market. SAP is nothing but the ERP system only. So first of all, what is the ERP system? SAP is the ERP system. So first of all, we will see what is the ERP system. So ERP system stands for the enterprise resource planning. So enterprise stands for the some organization and the some company. Let's suppose enterprise stands for some organization or some company. Resources means the assets they are having in the company. Let's suppose money is there, finance is there, material is there about that company's, sales is there, people are there. So all these things comes under to the resources, like whatever the things we have in our company. Let's suppose there are the company Tata company is there, or Apple company is there, or let's suppose Dell company is there. There are the manufacturing companies. Whatever the assets for that company, for that assets we called it as a resources. So we need to manage that resources into the well planning. Planning means we are doing the, so we are managing and planning all these resources into one system. For that system, we called it as a ERP system, Enterprise Resource Planning. The purpose of ERP software is to manage the entire organization. Let's suppose Tata is there, Apple is there, or there are the so many companies like whoever uses the SAP. So for these companies, whole the organization, whole the company will organize into the one software called SAP. So in the market, in today's market, there are the lots of companies. Instead of the SAPs, there are the Tally is there, Oracle is there, BAN is there, Microsoft 360, 365 is there. So there are the lots of ERP softwares available in the market. So why SAP is used widely in the market? So almost 60 to 70% of the companies, like manufacturing companies, uses the SAP. Right, Mona and Vaishnavi?
Yes.
So if you see the job market of the SAP, and for the like other ERP system, if you have see some persons are from the Oracle side and some persons from the Tally side, you will definitely find there are the more job roles for the SAP person as compared to other ERP softwares, right? So why SAP is the best? That part we will see. So SAP stands for the System Application and the Product in Real Data Time Processing. So that is the actual full form of the SAP, System Application and Product in Real Time Data Processing. We do our we run our application on the real time data projects. हमारा जो भी real time का जो data होगा, we will running our application on the real time data process. So SAP is basically the best ERP software in the market, and that's why we have seen the lots of customers in the market. So we will see why SAP is the best software. In the features, we will see why SAP is the best software, and most of the companies like using the SAP software. First of all, we will see a little bit about the history of the SAP software. So SAP is introduced in the 1972. So before the 1972, there are the manufacturing companies are growing very fast. Okay. Here I will write it here only. Before 1972, in market, before 1972, in market, the manufacturing companies are growing very fast. So before 1972, like manufacturing company, let's suppose we can take Tata example. So like Tata or Volkswagen. So these manufacturing companies are growing very fast. So they struggle to manage their entire organization manually. So they are struggling to manage their entire organization manually. So there are the five employees, there are the five ex-employees of the IBM company come with the solution SAP ERP software. So in 1972, they observe there is the lots of ongoing, lots of manufacturing companies are growing very fast. They are struggling to manage their organization into manually. So they've come with the solution. They develop one software on their basis. Five ex-employees of the IBM company developed the ERP software, called it as a SAP. SAP is nothing but the ERP software. So in 1972, they introduced the SAP to real world in the Aldrop city of the Germany. In the SAP is the German-based software. You can see it here. SAP is the German-based software. That software is developed into the Aldrop सिटी बाय द 5 ex-employee ऑफ द आईबीएम कंपनी के जो 5 एम्प्लॉयज थे, उन्होंने क्या किया, एक सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप किया, उसका नाम रखा एसएपी. एसएपी इज द ईआरपी सॉफ्टवेयर to help the manufacturing company to manage their all the resources into one organization, into one software. The purpose of ERP software to manage entire organization. So in 1992 they come with the solution SAP. So what the features they provided in the SAP में उन्होंने ऐसे कौन से फीचर्स दिए जो कि स्लोली SAP इतना ग्रो हुआ कि मार्केट में मोस्ट ऑफ द मोर देन 90 और 70% जो भी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनीज है या जो भी ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट वाले कंपनी है, दे आर यूजिंग द SAP. So what the features they are using? So it is an integration of all function modules into one common software. So SAP ने क्या किया, ये सारे जो फंक्शंस मॉड्यूल्स है, ये जो सारे फंक्शन मॉड्यूल्स है, लाइक फाइनेंस हुआ, मटेरियल हुआ, सेल्स हुआ, या एचआर डिपार्टमेंट हुआ, या मनी मैनेजमेंट हुआ, या सिक्योरिटी हुआ, जीआरसी वगैरह. सो ऑल दिस functions they integrated into one common software SAP. All these functions they are integrated into one common software. You guys are aware about there are the function modules, there are the technical modules. For the function modules they are having the SD, PP. These are the core function modules we are having in SAP. After that there are the more than 30 or 35 modules SAP introduced in last 10 to 15 years. So all the functionality SAP is upgrading day by day also their software. So all these functionalities are available into one software. So because of that, SAP is having the lots of customer into the market, and it is the best ERP system we called it as. So other than this, like we are have other ERP software like Tally is there. Are you guys heard about the Tally? Tally is more related to the finance. So it will cover only finance section. So Oracle is there. Oracle is also more related to the finance and database. Oracle is also more related to the database and the finance. So because of that, most of the companies उनको क्या चाहिए, सारा हमारा जो SAP का डेटा है, so if organization का डेटा है, it is coming into the one software, so they will get easy to handle that data, and also cost cutting हो रही है कंपनी की. So because of that, they will move forward to the SAP other than the other ERP. So there are the lots of ERP system available in the market, but they are not integrated all the functionalities like SAP did. SAP ने जैसे सारे functionalities develop की है, like that they are not having the all the functionalities. So because of that, it is the reason to grow SAP as fast बाकी कंपनियों से ज़्यादा. Also SAP is present in the multi language. So जैसे कि more than 40 language SAP में है. We can use English and all the languages like German language is there, United Kingdom English is there, US English is there. So like more than 40 language SAP is integrated. So because of that is the also reason to SAP grow faster. It is user based license agreement. अगर SAP को use करना है तो we need our username and password. It is also protected. So it will get very rare case to lose our data from like अगर हम cloud पे वगैरह काम करते हैं तो there are will be the cases to hack or something like that. So if it is user based and license agreement, other person cannot do interrupt with our system. So that is the also reason, and this is the features for the SAP. So because of that, SAP is the well known and the most commonly frequently used ERP system in the market. And there are the lots of job roles as compared to the other ERP system. There are the more job openings for the SAP. So after that, ये एसएपी ये हो गया एसएपी का स्ट्रक्चर, एसएपी के बारे में, ये हो गया एसएपी का जो फीचर्स है उसके बारे में. So after that we will move forward to the SAP R3 architecture. What is the SAP R3 architecture is? R stands for the real time. R stands for the real time. So before the R3 architecture, when SAP is introduced in 1972, that time they introduce that time they come with, you can say they come with the R1 architecture. So when SAP is introduced in 1972, so they developed the R1 architecture. So what is the R1 architecture? तो R1 architectures में उन्होंने क्या किया था? In this architecture, in this architecture, this architecture, in one system, in this architecture, in one system, all the three layers, like presentation layer, here I will write only presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. In one system they are having all these three layers. In one system they are having all these layers: presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. So what is this presentation layer, application layer, and database layer? So not about the SAP. If you are developing any software, so they are also having these three layers, like presentation layer, application layer where we do the write our code, and database layer where we are fetching our data. So if you are using any application, like if you are using the Facebook, if you are using the Instagram, if you are using the WhatsApp, so all these softwares are having the three layers. There is the presentation layer. What is the presentation layer? If you are using the Instagram, if you are scrolling the reels, if you go for the search button, all these layers is the presentation layer जो कि end user देखता है. So end user क्या यूज करता है? presentation layer यूज करता है. Here presentation layer पे क्या काम होता है कि end user हमें input देगा, according to that we can fetch our data. According to that we can fetch our data, and application layer पे we will write our code. We will write our code and fetch that data, and we will send it to the presentation layer. सो क्या होता है? थ्री लेयर्स होते हैं, ठीक है. एवरी सॉफ्टवेयर, कोई भी सॉफ्टवेयर होता है उसके लिए थ्री लेयर्स होते हैं: प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर, एप्लीकेशन लेयर, एंड द डेटाबेस लेयर. सो इन थ्री लेयर्स में क्या होता है? प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर सेंड्स द रिक्वेस्ट टू द एप्लीकेशन लेयर. एप्लीकेशन लेयर के लिए रिक्वेस्ट भेजता है. इट विल सेंड द रिक्वेस्ट. It will send the request. Presentation layer send the request टू द एप्लीकेशन लेयर. और एप्लीकेशन लेयर पे क्या करेंगे हम? वी विल राइट सम कोड एंड वी विल राइट सम कोड. वी विल गो टू द डेटाबेस. From that database we will take the data into our application layer, and after that application layer जो भी हमारी रिक्वेस्ट आई है उसके अकॉर्डिंगली हम प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर पे डेटा पास करेंगे. सो दैट इज द प्रोसेस. कोई भी सॉफ्टवेयर हो, अगर कोई भी सॉफ्टवेयर अगर हम डेवलप कर रहे हैं, दैट इज द थिंग वी डू, हम यही थिंग करते हैं. सो बेसिकली there are the three layers: presentation layer, application layer and database layer. So in 1972 they come with the one system. हाँ, एक ही सिस्टम पे प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर था, एप्लीकेशन लेयर था एंड डेटाबेस लेयर था. so because of that so because of that what the thing is happening, so because of that data is loading very slow, and user gets output in, what we say, user will get output not in required time. अगर यूजर की रिक्वायरमेंट है कि मुझे अगर डेटा 3 सेकेंड्स में ही चाहिए या 10 सेकेंड्स में ही चाहिए, तो अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट वी आर नॉट फेचिंग आवर फुलफिल रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द यूजर. सो डेटा इज लोडिंग वेरी स्लो बिकॉज क्या हो रहा है, एक ही सिस्टम पे ऑल दिस थ्री लेयर्स आर प्रेजेंट. सो एक ही सिस्टम पे क्या हो रहा है, यूजर रिक्वेस्ट भेज रहा है एप्लीकेशन लेयर पे, एप्लीकेशन लेयर से डेटा ले रहा है, तो इट विल टेक, सिस्टम को क्या हो जाता है, लोड आ जाता है. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट एसएपी कम विद द सॉल्यूशन इन 1978. So data is processing very slow, data is processing very slow, so because of that they come with the solution in 1978. They come with the solution R2 architecture. So in 1972 they come with the R2 architecture. So R stands for the real time data, real time जो भी हमारा डेटा होता है, तो it stands for the real time data. So R2 architectures पे क्या किया उन्होंने, दो सिस्टम बनाए. So in R2 architecture, in this architecture, what they do, in this architecture what they did, they separate the presentation layer, they separate the presentation layer here in one system, and for application layer and database layer they create another system. So what the thing will happen, so this problem will get solved, data is loading quick, उससे मतलब जो भी R1 आर्किटेक्चर है उससे डेटा हमारा फास्ट तो आ रहा था, बट स्टिल we are not able to fetch the client requirement. क्लाइंट को जितना फास्ट चाहिए था, वी आर नॉट फेचिंग डेटा एज फास्ट एज पॉसिबल, तो उसके अकॉर्डिंगली हम डेटा पास नहीं कर रहे थे. बिकॉज व्हाट द थिंग इज हैपनिंग, यूजर इज सेंडिंग द रिक्वेस्ट फ्रॉम द प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर, यूजर इज सेंडिंग द रिक्वेस्ट फ्रॉम द प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर टू द एप्लीकेशन लेयर. सो इन दैट एप्लीकेशन लेयर हम एप्लीकेशन लेयर पे कोड लिख रहे हैं, एंड ऑन दैट एप्लीकेशन लेयर मतलब डेटाबेस से ही हम उसमें एक ही सिस्टम पे हम एप्लीकेशन लेयर भी यूज कर रहे हैं और डेटाबेस लेयर भी यूज कर रहे हैं. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट हमारा जो डेटा लोडिंग है एप्लीकेशन लेयर पे वो थोड़ा स्लो हो रहा था. सो इन 1992 in 1992 they come with this R3 architecture. They come with this R3 architecture. तो इन 1982 उन्होंने क्या किया, R3 आर्किटेक्चर लॉन्च किया. R3 आर्किटेक्चर में क्या किया उन्होंने, तीनों लेयर्स जो है, प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर, एप्लीकेशन लेयर, डेटाबेस लेयर, ऑल दिस थ्री लेयर्स दे विल गेट सेपरेटेड. तो उसकी वजह से क्या हुआ, यूजर्स एक सिस्टम पे काम करेगा प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर पे, as a code, as a ABAPer, as a developer, you can work on the application layer, and you will fetch the data from your database table. So like that, three of the layers will get separated. So what is the application layer is used user interaction, यूजर के लिए यूज करते हैं, एप्लीकेशन लेयर का क्यों यूज करते हैं, राइटिंग द प्रोग्राम्स, प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर हम यूज करते हैं यूजर इंटरेक्शन के लिए, एप्लीकेशन यूज करते हैं राइटिंग द प्रोग्राम्स, एंड डेटाबेस लेयर टू स्टोर एंड रिट्रीव द डेटा. So SAP is having their own database, HANA database is there. So before 2015, they don't have their own database. They are using the Oracle database, MySQL database, PSSQL database. But after that 2015, they introduced their own database. So in R3 architecture, they separate all these three layers: a presentation layer, application layer, and the database layer. So because of that, in 1992 के बाद क्या हुआ? They are growing very fast. 1992 के बाद क्या हुआ? क्योंकि यूजर के जो डिमांड्स होती है, यूजर का जो डिमांड्स होती है, उसके अकॉर्डिंगली दे आर गेटिंग द, एक सेकेंड गाइस, ओके. सो आफ्टर द 1992 के बाद क्या हुआ? दे आर ग्रोइंग वेरी फास्ट. उनके पास बिजनेस बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ने लगा, बिकॉज उनकी जो सिस्टम है, इट विल फुलफिलिंग द डिमांड ऑफ द कस्टमर्स. कस्टमर की जो भी डिमांड्स है, दे आर फुलफिलिंग दैट डिमांड. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट, एसएपी जो है, इट विल ग्रोइंग वेरी फास्ट. सो दैट इज अबाउट द R3 आर्किटेक्चर. R3 आर्किटेक्चर्स में उन्होंने क्या किया था? प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर, एप्लीकेशन लेयर एंड डेटाबेस लेयर, वो जो है वो सेपरेट किया था. वो तीनों लेयर सेपरेट किए थे. So that's all about the R3 architecture. So after that, we are having the SAP NetWare. SAP NetWare integrate the technology platform where support the various SAP application. SAP के जो भी applications है, let's suppose enterprise resource planning का application हो गया, या CRM customer relationship management का application हो गया. So all this application, it will support by the SAP NetWare. You can see it here. This is the SAP NetWare only. When I open my system, wait a second, I will go the log off. This is the SAP system. Go for S. This is the SAP logon. But whenever I open my SAP GUI or SAP logon, you can see SAP NetWare will come. So it will support the SAP software, SAP logon or SAP, all these things. You can see SAP NetWare is there. SAP GUI for Windows. So SAP NetWare, it is an integrated technology platform. It is an integrated technology platform which support the SAP application. SAP के जो भी application है, it is supported by the SAP NetWare. जैसे कि SAP ERP हो गया, Enterprise Resource Planning, and SAP CRM हो गया, Customer Relationship Management. All these things we will support, we will do into the SAP NetWare. So after that, we will come into the main topic, our ABAP. We'll come into our main topic, ABAP. So ABAP is the fourth generation language. What is the full form of the ABAP? Why it's 4 is coming? It is a fourth generation language, which is every screen in the SAP is written. So Advanced Business Application Programming, this is the full form of the ABAP, Advanced Business Application Programming. So every screen in the SAP, जो भी SAP के अंदर जो भी मतलब SAP के अंदर code is written, all that code is written into the ABAP only. When I will show you. Let's suppose I will log in into one system. So this is the SAP logon where we create our projects and all these things. I will go for system status. I will open the program. So all these things, SAP में कोई भी screen है, all these things are written into the ABAP language. You can see this is the ABAP language only. These are the include programs. These are the part of subroutine. You can see all these codes is written into the ABAP language only. SAP में जो भी code written किया है, that code is written into the ABAP language. When I double click on this pop-up, you can see this is the code is written into the ABAP language only. So one by one, we will see how to write all these codes, how to debug the program, how to develop the screens, like that screens also we can develop using the ABAP program. All these things we can see into the next sessions, like one by one we will see all these things. So ABAP stands for the Advanced Business Application Programming Language. That is the actual full form of the ABAP. ABAP lies on the application layer of the R3 architecture. हम जो भी ABAP का कोड लिखते हैं, whatever the code we have written for the SAP ABAP, that code we have written into the application layer only. ABAP का कोड कहाँ पर लिखते हैं? We have written code जहाँ पर भी लिखते हैं, we have written into the application layer. कोड हम always we have written into the application layer. So हमारा जो एप्लीकेशन सर्वर है, हाउ इट विल वर्क, हमारा जो एप्लीकेशन सर्वर है, देयर आर द three layers: presentation layer, application layer, and the database layer. And we write our code into our application layer. So how that application layer will work, हमारा application layer कैसे work होता है? So you can see, here is the presentation layer. This is the presentation layer, and this is my database layer, and this is whole. This whole is my application layer. This is whole my application layer. So what the thing will happen here, यहाँ पर क्या होता है, इन application layer पे क्या होता है, एक सेकेंड ना. So this is the part of the ABAP only. Okay. So from the presentation layer क्यों यूज करते हैं? So user will send the request. यूजर को कुछ डेटा चाहिए, presentation layer लेट सपोज उसके पास एक डैशबोर्ड है या कुछ है, तो यूजर को लेट सपोज कुछ डेटा चाहिए यहाँ पर, यूजर को कुछ डेटा चाहिए यहाँ पर. So he will send the request. Let's suppose we will take the example of the Instagram. If you go for search any person, अगर आप सर्च बार में किसी पर्सन को सर्च करने गए, so and you will hit the enter button. After entering the enter button, there are the multiple person with the same name, it will come. So like that request, like that the end user send the request onto the application layer. This kinds of request, presentation layer user क्या करेगा, request send करेगा to the application layer. और application layer पे क्या करते हैं, we will write our code. हमारा जो backend का कोड होता है, we will write onto our application layer और एप्लीकेशन सर्वर. सो आफ्टर दैट रिक्वेस्ट, हमारी जो भी रिक्वेस्ट आती है, इट विल कम इनटू आवर डिस्पैचर. हमारा जो डिस्पैचर होता है, दैट रिक्वेस्ट कम्स इनटू द डिस्पैचर. So if our dispatcher request will come, there are the multiple request will come. So one time there will be the multiple, like 10 or 20 request will come. So in that case, your जो request आएगी, we will store that request into the queue. So there is the dispatcher queue is there. So in that queue, we will store our request, and one by one we will take all the request. Like first in first out request we will come into the dispatcher. After queue is the storage of the request. हमारे जो भी storage होगा, जितने भी request आएंगे, it will work like the storage, and one by one it will again send it to the dispatcher. And after coming into the dispatcher के बाद आने के बाद dispatcher क्या करेगा, वो एक एक request एक एक work process को assign करेगा. So if there is the first request will come from the queue, it will assign to the first work process. After that, second request will come. That second request will assign to the second work process. So third request will come. Third request will assign to the third work processes. Fourth will come. Fourth will assign to the fourth work process. So work process handle one request at a time. If they are having the 20 requests, work process handles only one request at a time. वर्क प्रोसेस क्या करता है, ओनली वन रिक्वेस्ट हैंडल करता है, नॉट द मल्टीपल. सो इफ यू हैव टू हैंडल द मल्टीपल वर्क requested, we will create our work processes, and that work processes will handle the another request. So for that, work processes is act like a brain. So it will handle one processes at a time, and they are storing into the buffer area. So उसके बाद क्या होता है, after the work processes, एक वर्क प्रोसेस इट विल टेक द डेटा, हमारा जो डेटा है इट विल टेक फ्रॉम द डेटाबेस टेबल एंड अगेन सेंड इट टू द डिस्पैचर. डिस्पैचर फिर से हमारा जो डेटा है वो प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर पे पेंट करेगा. सो लाइक दैट हमारा जो एप्लीकेशन लेयर है, हमारा एप्लीकेशन सर्वर है, इट विल वर्क. सो देयर आर द डिस्पैचर, देयर आर द वर्क प्रोसेसेस, देयर आर द यूजर कंटेस्ट. वन बाय वन वी विल सी all things into the details. Clear the drawing. Okay. So dispatcher, you can see dispatcher comes from the presentation layer. जहां पर भी presentation layer से जो भी request आएंगे, it will come into the dispatcher first, After the dispatcher, it will write into the dispatcher queue. You can see हमारे dispatcher queue है. All this written into comes into the dispatcher queue. So dispatcher pulls request from the queue for the first in and first out basis. अगर first request जो भी आएगी, first it will comes into the dispatcher again from our queue. So in that manner, it will take the request from the dispatcher. So there will be the work process. Each request from the dispatcher is allocated to the available work process. जो भी हमारे पास available work process होगा, उसमें वो request हमारी दी जाएगी. उस work process को that request will be sent. Work process handle one request at a time. You can see work request is handle one request. I already told you, if we are having the multiple requests, we can send it to the another work processes. Whatever the available work process we are having, we will assign that request to that work process. Work process needs to address two special memory areas, user context and the program रोल एरिया. वर्क प्रोसेस को नीड टू एड्रेस. वर्क प्रोसेस क्या करता है, यूजर कंटेस्ट को डेटा देता है. So the user context is the memory area contain the information about the user. So whoever sending the request to the dispatcher, so it will store the user, whoever is sending this request. When the user log on or user context, let's suppose I am logging into my SAP system. So from which logon I am logging, you can see here is my username. So user content store the user information. User content store the user information जो भी होती है, log off और log on या कब free है. When I go to the, I will go back. You can see user is coming, previous logon is coming, system time, all these things are coming. So user content stored all these values. User content stored the values or the system data, whatever present for the SAP system. After that, we are having the role area. Role area is the memory contain the information about the program execution. If you execute our program in the backend on the application layer, our program will execute it. That temporary memory area जो होता है, it will stored into the role area. When program runs, role area allocated for the program. And when program ends, that temporary area will also get freed. So like that, हमारा जो वर्क एप्लीकेशन सर्वर लेयर है, इट विल वर्क. किसी कुछ डाउट्स है इसमें कि कैसे वर्क होता है? Okay, so that is the theory part only. So as per the interview perspective, so most probably ask question for the freshers and for the like 1 or 2 years of experience also, what is the system landscape for the projects. So if you are developing any projects in the SAP, they are having the 3 system. उनके पास एक 3 सर्वर होते हैं. डेवलपमेंट सर्वर होता है, क्वालिटी सर्वर होता है एंड प्रोडक्शन सर्वर होता है. एवरीबडी कैन राइट डाउन दिस सिस्टम लैंडस्केप. डेवलपमेंट सर्वर इज देयर, क्वालिटी सर्वर इज देयर एंड प्रोडक्शन सर्वर इज देयर. तो एक्चुअल वर्क क्या होता है, अभी आपको क्या होगा, अभी आपको नेक्स्ट 2 मंथ्स और 3 मंथ्स आपको एक प्रैक्टिस सर्वर दिया जाएगा. उस प्रैक्टिस सर्वर में यू आर डेवलपिंग ऑल द डेटा. मैं जो भी प्रोग्राम आपको सिखाऊंगा, यू आर डेवलपिंग ऑल दिस प्रोग्राम्स इनटू दैट प्रैक्टिस सर्वर ओनली. बट इन द रियल टाइम प्रोजेक्ट्स में क्या होता है, रियल टाइम प्रोजेक्ट्स में डेवलपमेंट सर्वर एक होता है, क्वालिटी सर्वर एक होता है और प्रोडक्शन सर्वर एक होता है. सो व्हाट इज द सिस्टम लैंडस्केप? सिस्टम लैंडस्केप में क्या होता है, डेवलपमेंट सर्वर में वी आर अ डेवलपर, वी आर एबैपर, वी डेवलप आवर प्रोग्राम इनटू आवर डेवलपमेंट सर्वर. So dedicated for the development only, for the ABAP only, and for the functional consultant also this development system is there. So it for functional and technical person. There is a quality server. We क्वालिटी सर्वर में क्या होता है, इट इज फॉर द टेस्टिंग पर्पज. अगर कोई रिपोर्ट या कोई ऑब्जेक्ट्स यू आर डेवलपिंग इनटू द डेवलपमेंट सर्वर, दैट ऑब्जेक्ट वी विल मूव इनटू द आवर क्वालिटी सर्वर. दैट ऑब्जेक्ट वी विल मूव इनटू आवर क्वालिटी सर्वर फॉर द टेस्टिंग पर्पज. हु डन द दिस टेस्टिंग? वो टेस्टिंग कौन करेगा? फंक्शनल कंसल्टेंट करेगा. That testing will done by the functional consultant. This quality server, sometimes it is accessible for the technical person as well for the testing purpose, because whatever the objects the technical person develop, he also needs to test it into the quality as well. And also it is for the functional consultant, for the functional as well, and also for the client. तो समटाइम्स क्वालिटी सर्वर का एक्सेस जो होता है, इट इज ऑल्सो गिविंग टू द क्लाइंट, क्लाइंट के लिए भी दिया जाता है. सो बेसिकली यू डेवलप योर ऑब्जेक्ट्स इनटू द डेवलपमेंट सर्वर, सेंड इनटू द क्वालिटी. You have tested that as a technical person, you have tested with the functional consultant. अगर उसको प्रोडक्शन सर्वर में लेना है, दिस इज द प्रोडक्शन सर्वर, दिस इज द लाइव सिस्टम. whoever the let's suppose you are using the Instagram, so Instagram is live now. आप सभी लोग, मैं या आप सभी लोग हो गए या सब लोग Instagram यूजिंग, दैट इज द लाइव सिस्टम वी आर हैविंग. सो दैट लाइव सिस्टम का जो एक्सेस होता है वो टेक्निकल पर्सन को नहीं होता है. दैट लाइव सिस्टम का एक्सेस होता है बस क्लाइंट को, और sometimes that access will be for the functional consultant as well. So लाइव सिस्टम क्या होती है? लाइव सिस्टम का एक्सेस होता है बस क्लाइंट को और फंक्शनल कंसल्टेंट को. टेक्निकल पर्सन को प्रोडक्शन का एक्सेस नहीं होता है. प्रोडक्शन सर्वर जो होता है उसका एक्सेस नहीं होता है. सो एवरी प्रोजेक्ट इज डेवलप्ड इन दिस थ्री सिस्टम लैंडस्केप. देयर इज द डेवलपमेंट सर्वर, क्वालिटी सर्वर एंड प्रोडक्शन सर्वर. तो ये कैसे वर्क होता है? इफ लेट्स सपोज वी विल ड्रॉ समथिंग. सो इंटरव्यू में ये क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है आप लोगों को, सो बी रेडी फॉर दैट क्वेश्चन एज वेल. So this is the development server. This is the quality server. कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट्स में डेवलप करोगे आप फ्रॉम द बेसिक, कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट्स हो उसमें 3 सर्वर्स होती है हमेशा. This is the production server. We can also call it as a PRD. In the short run, for the quality we called it as a QS, and for the production we called it as a PRD, and for the development we called it as a dev. So if as a developer you develop this data into your development server, we pass that data using our TRs. Transport request जो होते हैं, we can pass that data using that TRs. अगर if you are developing any objects, so we need to also send that object into the quality. अगर वो object हम कैसे send करेंगे? Using our TRs. So you can see transport request is there. So transport request, it is a mechanism to transport objects from one system to the another system. From this one system to the another system, we transport that objects. Let's suppose you develop some program. If you have to transport that program, you need to store into the TR once some transport request. There is a unique request will be created, and it will move your program from development to quality and quality to production using the TRs. So using the TR, we send our data. So that is the use case of the सिस्टम लैंडस्केप, कोई भी मतलब कोई भी प्रोग्राम होगा, सॉरी कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट्स होगा, तो दैट प्रोजेक्ट्स विल डेवलप इनटू दिस थ्री सर्वर्स, डेवलपमेंट सर्वर, क्वालिटी सर्वर एंड एग्जैक्टली जो जैसे भी डेवलपमेंट सर्वर होगा वैसे ही हमारा क्वालिटी सर्वर होगा, बिकॉज जो भी हम ऑब्जेक्ट्स पास करेंगे वो क्वालिटी में ही पास करेंगे, और जैसा क्वालिटी सर्वर होगा वैसे ही प्रोडक्शन सर्वर होगा, it is same only. Also write down about the, like I will share you all these notes. Write down the application layer. About application layer, interviewer will also ask you about what is the ABAP application layer, what is the dispatcher, what is the work processes, how the work process will work on the back end, because this is the back end process, how the data will flow to till the presentation layer from the database layer से presentation layer तक data कैसे flow होता है, that is into the application layer. So that part also interviewer will ask you. So these two questions from the basic, from the first list, interviewer will get asked you about these two questions. They will ask you about the transport request as well. यहाँ पर किसी को कुछ डाउट्स थे इसमें? हेलो?
No, sir.
Okay. So now we will move forward to the SAP GUI, where that is the SAP logon. So this is the SAP server where you can see there are the servers like ABAP practice server is there. Here I have given the names like FICO server is there, Nashik project development server, PRD server, quality server. You can see these are the servers which are used for the क्वालिटी पर्पज. आपको एक्सेस मिल गया है सभी लोगों को? सर्वर मिल गए?
No, sir.
किसी को नहीं मिला है अभी तक?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so I will ping from my side also. I will ping, because from the tomorrow onwards we will try to start our practical sessions as well as the our theory sessions as well. So parallelly we will start both the practice and the theory as well. So what is the I told you about the system landscape. So for this Nashik project, you can see this is the same server, this is the same server, PRD server, and this is the quality server for same projects, for one project. So if you are developing the Tata projects, for that Tata project, there will be the three servers: development server, QS server, or PRD server. So if we develop our objects into development server, we pass into our quality server, and if we test that objects into the quality, is it right or not, and then we will pass into the PRD after doing the testing. So first thing, as a developer, we don't write our code into the quality server. We only write our code into the development server. So if interviewer will ask you about can we write our code into the quality server? So no, we only write our code into the development server only. There are the options to write the code into the quality server, but that is the not good way to practice, and that is the not good approach to do the changes into the quality server. We are having the separate server to do the changes, that is the quality server, and using that TR, using the transport request, we can send our changes into the quality, and then you can test it into the quality. So that's all about the system landscape. So now we will move forward to the next point, SAP GUI. So SAP GUI stands for the graphical user interface. SAP GUI stands for the graphical user interface. It allows end user to use various SAP applications by provided by the user graphical interface. You can see this is the SAP logon. This SAP logon we can also call it as a SAP GUI, where we can develop our program, where we can test our program, test our programs as well, and in the quality server, and we can also develop our projects into the SAP logon. अगर कोई भी टाटा का प्रोजेक्ट्स होगा या कोई भी एप्पल का प्रोजेक्ट्स हो गया, तो that projects is also having the server like this, and in that server they are having the data. If I log in into this server, let's suppose this is the server for, let's suppose, XYZ company. If I log into this server, in this server I will write my user ID and password. You can see they are asking for the user ID and password. So SAP is the license based system. When I paste my user ID and password here, I will copy my user ID and password, paste it here, press enter. You can see I'm logging into my system. So like that, all the companies, all the projects are having the system like this. So it is into the SAP GUI, graphical user interface. So there are the types like for the Windows, for the Java and HTML as well. So लॉग कॉन्फ़िगरेशन जो है, मैंने मतलब लॉग कॉन्फ़िगरेशंस के नोट्स भी आपको भेज के रखे. सो दे विल गिव यू द क्रेडेंशियल लाइक डिस्क्रिप्शन. यू कैन सी हियर व्हेन यू स्टार्ट यूर सिस्टम. आपको एसएपी जो है आपने डाउनलोड किया है सभी लोगों ने. ये किसी ने सभी लोगों ने डाउनलोड किया है क्या?
सर।
यस और
है
नो?
क्या सर?
तो पहले ये जो है एसएपी लॉगऑन डाउनलोड कर लेना. डाउनलोड करने के बाद आपको उनकी तरफ से आपको एक ये मिल जाएंगे, क्रेडेंशियल मिल जाएंगे. लाइक यू कैन सी इट हियर. और यहाँ पर आपको क्रेडेंशियल डालने पड़ेंगे. डिस्क्रिप्शन, एप्लीकेशन सर्वर, इंस्टेंस नंबर एंड सिस्टम आईडी. ऑल दिस थिंग्स यू नीड टू इंसर्ट इट हियर. You need to go next. Here you can see there is the new button is there. You can see here new button is there. After clicking on new button, you have to add your server. After click on that new button, you have to add your server, and after you can go next, and you can finish your process. And they will also provide you the ID and password for your system. You can insert that ID and password like this. If I press enter, you can directly go into the system. They will ask you for the client is already coming. There is the user and password. You can insert your user ID and password for that. So like that you can. And if you have to edit your system, you can go for the edit. If you have to delete it, you can delete it. There are the various options like workspace view, explore view. If you have to write the notes in the, like if you have to add your ID and password here, you can enable this display and hide comment field. If I display this, you can see my field will get hide. If I click on this, my field will get come. So like that, there are the use cases. So once you get the login, we will see one by one all this thing. Like after login, we are having the different menu bar is there, title bar is there, application toolbar is there. So all this thing one by one we will learn. So today I will give the overview about these elements we are having into the SAP GUI. There are the menu bars. You can see at the top of the page, हमें menu bar आता है. Menu bar it will get changed whenever our screen will get changed. हमारी screen जैसे change होगी, हमारा menu bar वैसे change होगा. There will be the title bar. Title bar में क्या होता है, हमारे जो screen है उस screen की जो title होता है, हमारी screen किस बारे में है, so that values is stored into the title bar. There is a standard toolbar. Standard toolbar क्यों use करते हैं? To go back, to find something, to write your transaction code, to navigate from one screen to another screen. So for that we use our standard toolbar. After that we are having the application toolbar. If you have to do some activities, if you have to copy your code, if you have to execute your code, that part we will do into the application toolbar. In the screen area, in main thing is the screen area. Screen area पे क्या होता है, whatever the things you have developing, whatever the things you are coming for on the screen, that all the input output fields are coming to the screen area. After that we are having the command bar. You can see here we are having the command bar. Command bar पे क्या होता है, we can write the transaction codes. T codes we have write into the command bar. There is a status bar. स्टेटस बार पे क्या होता है, इफ यू एग्जीक्यूट योर प्रोग्राम, वो प्रोग्राम्स एग्जीक्यूट सक्सेसफुली या उसमें कुछ एरर्स वगैरह आ गए, तो दैट काइंड ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन कम्स इनटू द स्टेटस बार. सो ऑल दिस पार्ट्स वी विल सी इन डिटेल्स. मैं आपको प्रैक्टिकली भी दिखाऊंगा कि सिस्टम में कैसे दिखता है ये सारी चीजें. सो एज ऑफ नाउ फॉर द टुडे पर्पस आई हैव गिवन टू द लाइक ओनली इंट्रोडक्शन एंड ओवरव्यू अबाउट दिस टॉपिक. सो आज के टॉपिक्स में किसी को कुछ डाउट्स है?
नो
अरे
सर।
यार किसी ने मैसेज किया क्या?
नो सर.
ओके अथर्ववेद मैसेज. बाकी लेट कौन कौन ज्वाइन हुए हैं?
मी हॅलो.
यश हो, यश तू जॉईन झालास का?
हो सर.
म्हणजे कॅन यू टेल अबाउट युअर सेल्फ लिटल बिट, काय करतोस वगैरे, कुठे म्हणजे सध्या जॉब करतोयस वगैरे?
सर माझं लास्ट इयर MCA झालेलं आहे.
ओके, MCA.
येस
फ्रॉम कुठून झालंय?
नाशिक मधून.
ओके ओके
मी
फाईन.
बेसिकली नाशिकचा आहे, पण आता सध्या पुण्यामध्ये राहतो.
अच्छा
अजून फ्रेशरच मी जॉबसाठी सध्या हे करतो, प्रिपेअर करतोय सॅप.
अच्छा, SAP मध्ये जॉबसाठी प्रिपरेशन
येस.
करतोय. ठीक आहे चालेल. ॲक्च्युली ABAP इज ऑल्सो द वन ऑफ द मोस्ट युज्ड लाईक SAP मध्ये जी पण लँग्वेज यूज होती ती फक्त ABAP लँग्वेज यूज होती, नॉट अदर्स लाईक सी जावा वगैरे या लँग्वेज यूज नाही होत. अँड इट इज मोर सिमिलर टू जावा एंड SQL बिकॉज SAP जो ABAP जो लैंग्वेज डेवलप की है दैट लैंग्वेज इज डेवलप्ड यूजिंग द जावा एंड SQL. बट ऐसा नहीं है कि फ्रॉम द बेसिक वी विल स्टार्ट लर्निंग ऑल दीज थिंग्स फ्रॉम द डेटा टाइप्स. आपको जो भी whoever इज कमिंग फ्रॉम द कंप्यूटर साइंस बैकग्राउंड उनको डेटा टाइप्स वगैरह पता हो गया. फ्रॉम दैट वी विल स्टार्ट लर्निंग फ्रॉम द हेलो वर्ड प्रोग्राम वी विल स्टार्ट लर्निंग द SAP ABAP. So you will not get the difficulties on that. आफ्टर द यश के बाद कौन ज्वाइन हुआ है? सेजल. यस राइट. हेलो, सेजल इज देयर.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell about yourself little bit?
My name is Sejal Kothari. I am pursuing my BTech at Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur.
Okay, at last year, right?
Is
Okay. In computer science only.
electronics and telecommunication.
Okay, fine. That's good. Okay, fine. So everybody given us the introduction, right? So basically आप सभी लोगों को क्या करना है, whenever हमारे अगर 5 लेक्चर्स हो गए, 10 लेक्चर्स हो गए, so everybody needs to connect with each other. एक दूसरे के साथ कनेक्ट होके प्रैक्टिस करो. So आपको भी मतलब थोड़ा एक क्राउड मिल जाएगा कि ABAP सीखने वाला जो क्राउड होता है. So that will also help you. तो एक दूसरे के साथ कनेक्ट हो जाओ कि SAP क्या है, या कहीं पे आपको कुछ रिसर्च डॉक्यूमेंट्स वगैरह मिल गए तो शेयर विथ ईच अदर, ताकि उसकी वजह से क्या होगा, आपको भी मतलब इस फील्ड्स के दोस्त बन जाएंगे. एंड इट विल ऑल्सो हेल्प यू इन द इंटरव्यू एज वेल. अगर आप SAP के बारे में या ABAP के बारे में बात करोगे तो दैट पॉइंट्स विल आपके एक बार मुंह से चले जाते हैं, तो इन द इंटरव्यू इट विल गेट फ्लुएंट से निकल जाते हैं कि ये बातें जो बोलनी होती है दैट जो हम इजीली बोल पाते हैं. सो एवरीबडी इज हेयर अंडरस्टैंड द मराठी इन हिंदी राइट?
येस
और
सर.
Yes, sir.
या किसी को कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स है कि शाल वी कंटिन्यू इन इंग्लिश ओनली? ऐसे कुछ है नहीं ना किसी का रिक्वायरमेंट? Most probably I will take the lectures in the English only, but apart from this sometimes we talk in the Marathi because everybody is from the Marathi background, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
येस.
so because of that I am only asking. Otherwise in the lectures I will try to keep the lectures in the English only. Is that fine for
येस.
everybody?
येस सर.
Okay, so today we will stop. If you guys have any doubts you can ping me personally as well as you can ping on the WhatsApp group as well. So take the server first from the Archana ma'am, I guess, right? Everybody having the same contact person for the classes, right?
येस.
So take the server as soon as possible. So from the tomorrow onwards, on the if you get the system, then we will start our practice. Okay,
ओके सर, फाईन.
चलो बाय बाय.